After reading chapter 92, I analyzed it to find a few details in there that, you might have missed. So let's start with number 1, the Eldians wearing the insignia, right? Now, if you look at the Eldians, right, if you look at their uniform compared to the, normal Marleyan uniform, it's different. And the thing is that they are wearing some insignia, which, depicts them as Eldians. Now, this is a reference to World War II, where the Jewish people were oppressed. Now, in Germany, in Nazi Germany, what the government would do is they would give all the Jews an insignia to wear on their clothing to show that they are Jews, right? And this is something that reflects that. And it was something used to oppress Jews and make them identifiable within crowds. So this is definitely a reference to World War II. Overall, I think that Hajime Isayama has taken, some ideas from Nazi Germany and implemented it into his manga. I mean, look at the Marleyan, look at the uniform that these soldiers wear. It is the same as the Nazi Germany uniform, so just have a closer look at that. So we have the insignia, we have the Nazi Germany uniform, and then we have the Eldians being treated as second-class citizens, and if they were to do something wrong, they would be euthanized, and that has been changed into them being changed into Titans to roam on the Paradise Island forever. Overall, this 2 parts flashback story has just been a reference to World War I and World War II, and we can see this through the weapons that they use. They are using tanks from World War I, and they are using stick grenades, which were invented in World War I. So, keep that in mind. Number 2 is Galliard. Now, if you look at Galliard, right, the first time he was mentioned as Jaw. His code name is Jaw. So they are calling his Titan the Jaw Titan. And then the other Titan's name was Kart, which is the Titan that helped Zeke during their fight against the people of Paradis. His name is Peak, but his code name is the Horse Cart Titan. Now, the point I was trying to make is about Galliard. Galliard, when you look at Galliard's fighting style, what he does is he just leaps and then he just bites, right? And that is why he's called the Jaw Titan, because his strongest asset is his jaw. Now, if you look at some of these Titan shifters that we've seen before, there's one particular Titan shifter which does the same thing, and that is Ymir. Ymir's Titan also jumps and bites, right? Because of the teeth. Now, if you look at the teeth, it resembles Ymir's Titan's teeth. So I'm guessing that maybe Ymir is probably dead right now, and they have given her power to Galliard, who gained the power of the Jaw Titan. Because a few chapters ago, Ymir herself said that she was going to be dead by the time Historia read her love letter. So that means that she has already been murdered and her power has been passed on to someone else, and I'm guessing that it is Galliard. Number 3 is the loss of the Western Union and what it means. Now, for the people on the island of Paradis, their technology is just advancing since it has been halted because of the king. Now that the Marley have won the war, they can now focus their attention on the people of the island of Paradis. They are coming to get the coordinate. Now, they have a lot of Titans, a lot of more powerful Titans, which they are gonna unleash upon the people of the island of Paradis. However, you need to know that the people of Paradis at this point will need to pull a miracle in order to win the war, because the people of the Marley already have an advanced technology which they can use on the Titans, and as we have seen in chapter 92, the Titans are almost nothing to these anti-Titan cannons, right? And I'm thinking that maybe the Marley has these cannons, so Eren is not going to be doing a lot of damage to the Marley as well as Armin. And because the Marley have won against a union, that means it's a really big deal, because a union is a combination of multiple countries. So if they've won against a union, that means that they've taken over a couple of countries, so they have their own resources on top of all these other countries' resources to use against the people of the island of Paradis. So logically speaking, people of the island of Paradis have no chance against the Marley. Number 4 is my theory on how Zeke Yeager is able to speak in his Titan form. Now, the information we've got from all these Titan forms and speech is that Eren's one is not able to speak because of the way his mouth is structured, but Annie's one has a well-structured mouth. Ymir's one has a well-structured mouth. Reiner's one has a well-structured mouth. I don't think Berthold's Titan has a well-structured mouth. Now, in terms of speech, Ymir's Titan was able to say 1 or 2 words, but that is because I think, with my theory, is that since she is just a normal Eldian, her connection to her Titan transformation is not as strong as Zeke Yeager's. And the reason why Zeke Yeager's connection to the Titan form is stronger and better is because he has half royal blood. The royals were the people who originally possessed the power of the Titans, right? So since Zeke derives from that royal bloodline, maybe that is why his Titan looks different, and maybe that is why his Titan can speak. Well, that is just a theory on speech in terms of Titan transformations and whatnot. Number 5 are the Eldians whose lives were risked to destroy the fortress. Now, I'm guessing that these Eldians are not just regular Eldians, because if you look at these people, they don't look normal. They look like Titans already. So my first guess at the start was that they were forced against their will to turn into Titans. However, if you look at their faces and their expressions, they are happy to be doing this thing. It's either they are suicidal, or maybe the Marley are taking advantage of the mentally disabled within Marley and using them as Titans, since they will not have much use back in Marley. Because then again, every Eldian knows what happens once they get turned into Titans. They become mindless, and that is their life for the rest of eternity. With that being said, no one would actually want a fate like that chosen for them, or they will not optionally choose such a fate for themselves. Or maybe they are being forced against their will, they are suicidal, or maybe they are mentally ill. As far as how they were able to turn into Titans on Zeke's command, as you can see in their mouths, they are drooling, right? So I'm thinking that they are drinking, or they are holding some of the solution or the Titan serum within their mouths and waiting for Zeke's command in order to swallow it and turn themselves into Titans. So maybe they are not mentally ill after all, and maybe they are just psychopaths who are looking to sacrifice themselves in order to destroy some enemies. But then again, this goes back to the references of Nazi Germany, of, you know, the Nazis using the Jews for their experiments. And the same thing is happening, since the Marley represent the Nazis and the Eldians represent the Jews. Since they are in straitjackets, it's easy to assume that they are mentally challenged. If the Marley are able to do something so cruel to the Eldians, think about what will happen after they get the coordinates. After they get the coordinates, they are not going to control the 9 Titans or the Titans on their side, because these Titans are already under their control. They are going to use it to command the other Titans which belong to the island of Paradis, right? And also, once they get the coordinates, they are going to need a better army. If we were to go by assumptions and actions they carried out this chapter, then you bet that they will transform most of these Eldians who are fighting for them into Titans, so they can raise an army of Titans and control them with the power of the coordinates. So basically, these Eldians are working against themselves, and it's pretty much a ticking time bomb. But then again, if the people of the island of Paradis learn to control the coordinate, if Eren tells the people that he can use it through the help of Historia, then maybe they will be able to control the Titans on the other side of the walls, and that will be the only way they can defeat the Marley. But then again, the Marley are smarter than that, and they will come up with a strategy full force, because this time they have full focus on the island of Paradis, because the war is over. With all that being said, these are the few subtle things that I picked up whilst reading this chapter. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And obviously, if you want to be featured in my best comment section, then all you have to do is just list your opinions down below. And obviously, don't forget to check out some of the fun videos when this one ends. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. Bye.